Hello everyone, welcome back to Saucy Fix's channel. Thanks for tuning in today. This is a channel designed for the modern family to repair and fix things around the house as well as maintain things. Today we have a video on how to drain the gas from your generator if you have a generator laying around the house. It's always best practice to drain them prior to the winter when you're not going to be using them. If you're not going to be using them for the winter, we use this guy for the summer for camping, to power our trailer when we don't have any shore power, and it does a fantastic job. This one specifically is the Firman Whisper Series W01782. I like to do videos on things that I'm trying to work on and do around my own home, and especially if I can't find any videos online. If I do a quick Google search on how to drain the gas on these guys, you'll see that there's not a whole lot on Google. So I figured, you're probably here for that reason. So let's dig in. Okay, to disassemble this generator, we're on the flip side. You'll see this up here. This is just a little hour counter that I've installed myself. Incredibly easy to put on your generator. You can get them on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. Essentially, it's just a coil that wraps around your spark plug coil that counts how long this engine's running. This one has 10 hours, almost 10 hours on it. And the reason why I do this is because these generators call for oil changes at certain intervals. And I would like to know how long this generator has been running for. As well as if I ever go to sell it, I can tell the next person, hey, this generator has 10 hours or 50 hours or whatever it is. So to disassemble this one, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Phillips head screws or star head screws. Okay, once you have those off, you should be able just to pop this side panel off and you are into the inner workings. Now, this is going to be familiar for anyone who has purchased this brand new, because you're going to have filled the oil through this oil plug here. Now, a quick overview of this guy here is this is going to be your main carburetor right here. This is the device inside your generator that controls the air and fuel mixture. Now, when I was looking online how to drain the fuel out of this for the winter, I got a AI hit to say, just dump it out by unscrewing the gas cap here and dumping it out that way. And I didn't really like that because it's kind of messy. So I decided to take this apart, and conveniently enough, there is a little hose here with a little screw. Now, I was wondering why it's marked in green, and that's just to show that this is the all the way turned in value. It doesn't go any further than that. So it's a needle valve, and when you unscrew it, gas comes from the carburetor. Now, to keep the carburetor flowing gas, you have to make sure that this is turned on. This is what controls the fuel. This is a little valve that controls the fuel going from the fuel tank up here into the carburetor. So you got to make sure that that's turned on. And it's turned off right now. However, we're going to drain this guy. Got a little gas can set up here. And I'm going to turn this. And I'm just going to bring it over to the side here and let it drain out. Okay. And to start draining the fuel, you're just going to unscrew this little screw right here a little bit, and you'll start to see fuel coming out of it. Yeah, there we go. Now it is draining into the gas can. Now there's no fuel coming out because like I told you, that valve was turned off. We're going to turn it on. You should start to see fuel coming. Here we go. And that's essentially how you drain this guy. And what you're going to want to do is, like I said, at the end of every camping season, or kind of when you're done using the generator, you don't want to leave fuel sit in here, especially 4-stroke engines, because the fuel is not treated with oil like a 2-stroke engine, and the ethanol will gum up in here over time. And that's why every spring, when you go to start a 4-stroke engine with a carburetor, it doesn't want to start because it's all gunked up in here. And now the carburetor needs clean fuel. And when you start throwing gunked up fuel in there, it'll get into the jets and it won't start your generator. So simple fix is to drain it when you're not in use, like I'm doing now, and then put fresh fuel in it whenever you're ready to use it. Okay guys, we're back here. The tank has been drained. Give you a look inside there. Tank is empty, perfect. It's drained all the way. Now, one thing that I noticed is that the line, the gas line coming from the tank goes there. So it goes down in there. It goes to the front valve, or the front fuel control valve there to turn the fuel off and on to go to the carburetor. And it goes down and then comes back up. So as long as the tank is higher than the carburetor here, it will drain, but there will still be fuel because the line to going into the carburetor is right there. So there will be fuel in this line going down from the tank into the carburetor. It'll just be sitting there. So what I did is I just tipped it over a little bit, and you will see some fuel come out there, some residual fuel from the tank line, and you just got to tip it over a little bit and you get it out. Now, what I'm going to try and do here is I'm going to try and start the generator to see if there's any residual fuel in the carb or the line, and we'll see if it'll burn that up. So I'm going to close this valve here. Just turn it clockwise all the way in. Should be closed. No gas should come out. And then we'll try and start this thing to see if it has any fuel. Open the garage door here. Turn it to on, pull the choke out, turn the fuel back on, and we'll see if it starts. Yeah, so there's no fuel in that carb there. It's not starting at all. Turn it back off. Turn the fuel off. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys now the hour counter I put on this. How to do that. Okay. So this just pops out. This is the cover for the spark plug. Just pops out like that. And I have this hour counter screwed into the spark plug cover. You can see it there. And essentially how this works is there's a little cable coming from the hour counter. I drilled a hole through here. See it right there. And that little wire wraps around. I'll get my flashlight actually, be able to see a little better here. So the wire from the hour counter goes in there, and that's the spark plug coil, spark plug and the spark plug boot. And it just wraps around there once and is zip tied together. And every time the spark plug sends a electrical signal or the electrical charge down that wire, this will pick it up as, being on, and it'll start counting the hours. Now there's an internal battery on this hour counter. Probably only lasts maybe 5 to 10 years if I'm lucky, but it's long enough for me, and I can just write down when it dies. I can write down kind of how many hours are on it, and go from there. So put a new one on. They're only a couple bucks on Amazon. I'll put a link, like I said, and yeah, I'll show in another video how to drain the oil and replace it in this generator. So now let's put it back together. Okay everyone, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe on my channel, and we'll see you another time for the next video.